Hello. My name is Emil. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. If you have been a member of our channel, thank you for coming back. And I'm making this video because I get a lot of people asking me, and this has been going on for years. And I've told my story over the phone quite a few times. So I decided, you know what, let me make a video, and hopefully maybe I can motivate someone, or I just wanted to share my story, how I became involved with legal services and working from home. So, oh my goodness, this must have been, I believe it was about 12 years ago. And I was in tough situation. I had four kids, and I needed to leave my dear dad, my husband, because he was an alcoholic and spending a lot of time outside of their home, wouldn't come home until like 5 in the morning, drunk out of his mind, and then he'll pass out in the living room. And it was just, a lot of emotional abuse, verbal abuse, that sort of thing. And um, so I started doing my own business. So my first business was actually in the transportation industry. I used to work for a major Fortune 500 transportation company. And when I left that job, I opened up a Department of Transportation regulation company for small motor carriers. So if you ever heard of the word owner operator, so people that either own their own trucks, or they owned a few, or they had a fleet of owner operators. So I did their Department of Transportation compliance, and also did I learned how to do fuel taxes. So in my new business, I started doing fuel taxes and whatnot. Then I had a young lady, and Maria, and she called me and said, "Hey, I know that you work with drivers. Do they ever have problems getting tickets, and then not being able to deal with them?" And I'm like, "Actually, I have. I have quite a few drivers that had tickets, like California or Texas, and they're driving all the time across those 50 states. So it's very difficult for them to come back and fight a ticket. So they would just pay the fee, but then they will end up with those transgressions. And some of the transgressions were not related to them. It was not something that they did. For example, I don't know if you guys ever noticed on the highway there would be like uh, weights, and by the way, this all if you're in the United States. If you're not in the United States, none of this will make any sense. But there are places where you have to go and weight the vehicle, and they weight it, and if it's too heavy, because they overloaded the trailer, you get in trouble, you get a citation. And sometimes you have to wait until another truck can come in and take some of it off. But and also, if they get stopped on the side of the road and the tires are too old, even if the truck is not theirs, they still get the ticket. The company doesn't get a ticket, they do. So, and then, they have to deal with that. And then, so whenever they're looking for a new job, those tickets show up in their motor vehicle report. So it's not, they really got to fight it. So, but, without spending thousands of dollars in attorneys, they don't really have the capacity of stop working and going back to Texas and dealing with it. So, I said, absolutely. I actually, my clients do need that. And so, me and her met, and I was blown away by the service that she offered. And it was like 20 something dollars, no, 30 something dollars a month for the drivers. And the drivers were able to, it was a legal plan that they could, no matter where in the United States they got a ticket, all they had to do was call them, send them the ticket, and they would have attorneys in that state dealing with those tickets. So, and it wouldn't cost them additional. So, or maybe just the ticket or a court fee, but it was really life changing for a lot of my clients, and they really needed it. So I signed up to work, and back then the company was called Prepay Legal, and I started selling those to my clients. And one thing led to the other. I got, and then when I got divorced, and I needed them for me to figure it out how to get divorced. I actually got divorced. Hello, hi. Okay, okay, okay. Voy a hacer otro video en español. Te lo prometo. Cuando enganche esto, te lo voy a hacer en español. Te voy a mandar mi teléfono. Ahora, yo tengo WhatsApp también ahí. Okay. All right. And then, so what I did is that I went ahead and I started selling them, and it became like a service that I also offered with the DOT or without the DOT. But I started selling them, and then when I got divorced, and I realized how much it helped me to figure out the court system, and I started selling it also for that purpose. And one thing led to another, and then people needed me to do more, help them with the divorces. So what I would do is that I would tell them, okay, get your membership. And then, because a lot of my clients didn't speak English, so I would call the attorney with them on the phone and then figure out what they needed to do to be able to do their own divorce. And that's how I got started with the career. And it was an amazing process. Number one, because the legal system can be very confusing. And but they helped my clients, and because I was involved with them, I was able to learn how to do it. And eventually I didn't need to call the attorneys anymore. I was able to know what to do because I had already done it with other clients. So that's how I started. And here's the thing, having it was like I was on training. Attorneys trained me to do what I do. I never went to paralegal school. I went to college, but I didn't graduate, and I didn't study anything legal. My major is in business administration, and which, by the way, honestly, I didn't learn anything. None of the things that I do now, I actually use, basically. I mean, it's just incredible how things really, there are ways to learn new skills without actually having to go to college, right? So, I mean, basically, working with Prepare Legal, which is now LegalShield, really helped me to learn what I know now, which now I'm able to help, and I've helped thousands of people within the last decade. And it's all been because of LegalShield, and I'm still selling LegalShield because it is like I have certain clients that it gets to a point that I can no longer help them because I can't come up with forms by myself. I need an attorney to tell us what do I need to do, and then I'm a secretary. I'm basically my client's secretary. And but I do it, so when it comes to that certain point, I need an attorney. But here's the thing, anybody that is interested in a state home-based job, even if it's just a part-time, um I highly recommend, if you're going to go into the legal field, work within the parameters of what's legal, meaning you cannot give legal advice. Like, I don't give legal advice and all that, but but also work with an attorney, but in a different variety of things. So, for example, I decided to stay within family law, but I know people that have decided to stay more with immigration, or they have stayed more with bankruptcy, or commercial, real estate or things like that. And they have attorneys for all those things. So you can learn from these attorneys as you're helping people, and you're also making money in the same way. When then there will be a time that you don't even have to call the attorneys, because you'll be able to get this, that you'll be able to, you already know what to do, so then you don't even need to call them anymore. But still, the program, the Legal Shield program, is an absolute very good program, and I highly recommend it, not only to my clients but to yourself. But if you're looking for working from home and doing something that, and again, and let me disclaimer, it is MLM, it is multi-level marketing. My goal here is not so much to recruit, but if you're looking for something to do, and something that you've been wanting to learn, and I've had so many people ask me, how do I get started? That's a great way to get started, working within the legal field without spending thousands of dollars in school, and eventually you probably won't learn anything. I once hired a paralegal, certified paralegal. She didn't know what. The only thing she knew what to do was researching law. That's the only thing she knew what to do. She couldn't fill out a paperwork, a divorce, nothing. So, if you're planning, if you want to do like a legal business, like I did, that was the easiest, cheapest way to learn. And at the same time, I was able to earn money and I was able to leave my husband, and the rest is history, like we say. And now I'm a happy single mom. Okay, so if you guys have any questions about the program, the link is in the description. There's videos and stuff there. You can sign up there, or if you want to talk to me, by all means, give me a call, 800-474-1970. And I hope to hear from you. All right, until the next video. Bye.